Okay, I think we're live, hopefully. Let's see here. Let me send out a couple of notifications real quick. Hopefully everything stays up because I've had some computer issues the last couple days where things have been overheating and it's not been fun. And random internet issues. So we will see. I worked on my computer late last night, and I think my water cooler, like all-in water cooler, was going bad, or the pump and it was going bad. Oh, excuse me. So I ended up ripping it out, and I just put like like the cheap air cool one that comes on it. And then I ordered um, another all-in-one water cooler. It should be here in the next day or two. So hopefully that fixes the issue. So while it's working right now, that the only air cooler doesn't exactly do a bang up job. It kind of idles around like 75, 80 C, which is pretty warm. But it's not like overheating, at least not yet. Or I haven't experienced it, so we'll see. Let's do. Okay, that. Okay, got all those out. Put that back there. Okay. So, quickly, let's go. I don't know if that's the right one or not. All right, so that's a test jig. I've still been working on that, but in the meantime, I've basically been using, an older revision of this. I've made some changes to it, and those came in yesterday, and I got them panelized, which is pretty cool for my pick and place. And so these are the final color and surface finish, and should be the final revision. I mean, hopefully it is, because I bought a stack of them in panels, but what I want to do is build maybe one or two of these. One, I'm not going to stick this in the pick and place because I haven't set it up for that yet. And then from there, we'll put it in the test jig and then see if we can work out some of the stuff that I need to work out for that. So, first things first, let's, so I have, so I printed, Unexpected Makers, like, stencil box. Basically, there's these and these little inserts for your different panels. And then you put your board in here. What the heck that was? Something sounded like it exploded outside. You stick a vacuum up to it, and it sucks the board down and the stencil down, so you get a nice clean paste job. And I printed one of these for this like late last night. Hopefully it'll be done today. It didn't print very well, and I didn't get the size quite right, so it doesn't fit in there like it should. So I'm gonna have to redo that, but so we'll do it the old-fashioned way today. Oh, Hopefully these views are okay. A couple of different views on the back side. I haven't checked these stencils yet, so hopefully they're good. Need to make sure that they line up and everything's cut out like they're supposed to be cut out. Okay. Not too bad. Actually, for this one, we might be able to. Oops. Give me a second. Good one. Two. Might work. Yeah. Kinda. This one might work. Pull that off. Let's see, well, these are stuck down probably pretty good. So I think about it. Yep, that can work. See if I can find a blank one or one. Not ideal. This one seems massive, but I think for a moment, let's change it to this view. Yeah. So, first thing we want to do is find some smaller boards I can use for this. These probably work. Little revision. Make sure what I did with my double-sided tape. Where to go? Double-sided tape. Oh. I am not prepared for this stream at all, but I don't know what to do with the double-sided tape. I guess we'll do this the old-fashioned way. Maybe. Dang it. What did I do with that? Not what I want. Wow, that's annoying. I don't know what the heck I did with my double-sided tape. Kind of important. They're really useful for this, I guess. This is not the ideal way to do this, but I don't have a choice, I don't think. So let's put this one down. Oh yeah, they don't like that. Something like that. Chat on? No. Say. Yeah, what's up, David? Yeah, I don't know where I set it down at. Like it literally has. I haven't used it in a minute, but I don't know where the heck it ran off to. Maybe my wife came and grabbed it. I don't know. I'll blame her. Even though I'm sure it was just me. I misplaced it somewhere. It drove me up a wall. Okay. Anyways, we'll make do. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but okay. Oh, this is not very good. So, just need to get this where it'll hold it kind of in place, at least for this pace, until I can get the stencil thing printed off right. Okay. Yeah, it's not my fault exactly. Hopefully this view's okay. Let me know if you like the audio and stuff works all right. I've changed a bunch of stuff, trying to get it to be a little more viewer friendly. Yeah, that sucks. I really wish I had that stencil bot or the stencil thing. Yeah, it really bows a lot. Oh, dang it. I forgot to get the... No, wait, I can... Just thinking I forgot to take the... Oh, good, good. I forgot to take my solder paste out of the fridge, but I have a small thing of it here I can use. So we're just making like maybe 2 of these for now. Get this lined up right. Okay. Oh, hopefully I didn't shift. Okay, that's gonna be terrible, but I don't know if, of course, there's never enough room in here to. So that's all right. Then we need to stir this up. So hopefully this revision board works. I didn't really change much other than made a couple of pens. I broke out like a power pen. I broke out a reset pen, basically just for the test jig, to make my life a little easier with that. Okay, let's try and do this in a way that's not gonna, hopefully. Try and get this so it doesn't pop up again. Think. Yeah, it looks pretty close right there. Okay. Let's put this away. Oh, thanks, David. Appreciate it. Yeah, I've heard a handful of, well, I'm assuming everybody got them that ordered them, but I've heard from a few people that they've gotten theirs. So yeah, hopefully you'll be able to put it to some use. I've got one set up that tracks when my cats uh, eat out of their bowl, just to see how often they were eating. It's kind of a fun little things you can do with them. Okay, and let's see how that stencil job looks. Oh my god. Wait, no, we're good. Yeah, that's not terrible. I got paste onto one of the other boards, but it doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna make 2 of them for now. Oh, I gotta open up. No, not English. I started the wrong one. Give me a second. So, I can't here. Um, oops. This way I can. All right, now the fun part is trying to build this where. Let's go. Sorry, give me 1 second here. Put the that kind of looks like. Okay, so we got that. Oops. So I need to put these in the reflow oven. One thing I need to do real quick. Real quick here. And I'm gonna edit this one. So do 100. Let's do 200. 2. Oops. Oh no, it's not. Wait. Stop at 250. Or no, 3. Also, if I do the math right on this. Just trying to balance out this curve a little bit. Okay, that'll look too bad. Let's update that. Okay. Updated, that was nice. Okay, so I'm gonna throw this in the reflow oven now. My reflow oven's a little tiny guy, so I needed to adjust the curves on that so that hopefully I'm using a different paste this time. This is because I'm doing components on both sides of the board. When I reflow the second side, I don't want the first, I don't want the parts on the first side to fall off at any point because you have to do it upside down. So I use a higher temp paste for the first side, and the second side do a lower temp paste so that when I reflow the second side, it doesn't get hot enough to, melt the solder that's on the first side. So hopefully that makes sense. I'm assuming I got. Okay. Cat's acting weird. Temperature is still kind of stable, which is good. Okay. So we are making progress here. Yeah, this is the test jig, as it were. I'm gonna have to go through and I've been going through and testing things, and when we get this revision done, I'll swap this one out with that one. So hopefully it'll be of use. I need to. I think about it, I need to see if I have any more of these female headers. Or those, something else. Or yeah. No, I don't have the long ones. One sec. Those. Doing on. Long enough. Okay. We just put the console on. Alright, so just bear with while that thing reflows. It's gonna be a second. Oh. Let me open up open this up here. And try and reconnect to the Pi. It's going. Okay. So let's I will show you this first. I can't remember where I left off last stream on getting this stuff, you know, working. I beat my head against the wall a little bit because one thing I need to figure out is how do I make sure that the Wi-Fi works on the board? How do I make sure that the SD card mounts? How do I check that the RTC works? How do I check that the SD card can be written to and read from? Because all that code is being ran on the actual Bead Datalogger itself. And so the simplest solution I could come up with is that I would just print to the serial port if, you know, hey, if the Wi-Fi passed, you know, print, hey, the, you know, Wi-Fi's passed. Same thing for, you know, the RTC. Oh, give me 1 second. Warm. Sucker's hot. Yeah, so as I was saying, so it took me way too long to figure out how to basically read the serial off of the Bead Datalogger with the Pi. And basically I finally figured it out. One thing that was really tripping me up was that I had this Sir serial, you know, opening the port, or opening a port, farther up in my code. And what was happening is when you put it into download mode, it goes into a different, you know, USB mode. And so when it got down here to read the serial, it was still in that original mode. So I ended up, the thing that solved it was just to move this code down into the actual, where it actually runs the code. And then it seems to work. So I can run it real quick because we're gonna have to wait for that thing to cool off a little bit. And let's put this into download mode. And if I go back here, so I just found the board. Then I'm gonna hit start. It's gonna flash the firmware. I have to manually reset it on this version. The new version, it has the reset pen broken out, so I should be able to just reset it in code, so I don't have to do that. So we'll test that out. So it flashes that. So and it's copied the code. And once it connects to everything, so Wi-Fi is connected. I'm looking at the serial. So yeah, don't pay attention to that just yet. But so long story short, I got that working. It took it took forever. So, slowly making progress on it. Let's grab that and grab the board. Do my best not to knock any of this stuff off. Oh, it's still warm. Sorry, let's check my phone there. Oh yeah, the other thing that came in with because this panel just came in yesterday, was the rest of the order that I had, and that is the breakout boards. I got 2 different sizes of them actually. And the idea is, I'm gonna go grab the one that I have running for last month. This is the bigger version here. And you can put Adafruit or SparkFun breakout boards and the breakout points on this, and then it holds you can put a little battery in there, and so it's all kind of neatly put together. And you can 3D print a case if you want, put that inside the case. But yeah, it just makes, because otherwise you can hook up these things with a stemma connector to the stemmer port, and then you got them kind of daisy chained off, which is fine. But if you just want something a little cleaner, that's what those are. So yeah, I made 2 different sizes. I got just like the small size for one, so you can put 1 sensor in there, and the big size you can put 2. So that's exciting. Okay. Let's see if this thing's cooled off enough. It feels like it has. Bear with me while I kind of look over this real quick with my microscope, or my magnifying glass rather. Everything looks good other than maybe one USB port's got a bridge. But everything else looks pretty good. Okay. Alright, and then the last thing we need to do... Now I could set up the other stencil for this. Let me put some of this away real quick. Out of the way. And let's see, I need that. 2 of these. Okay, and we'll on-off switch here. Now what I'm going to do for, get this up here. So for this side, I'm not going to use a stencil. I'm just going to manually put some paste on the pads with a syringe here. And we'll hot air it. Not going to be a very pretty job, but okay. Make sure I'm doing the right ones here. Just pardon me while I concentrate. Make sure you get enough paste on some of these. It's probably too much on that one. All right. Good enough for now. These little mounting holes that I should slide into. And then these should be the same. That's kind of interesting to think about that. Okay, got those. And let's try and get this off of the no idea how well this is going to work. And somehow I knocked that off. Okay. I'm going to use a hot air gun. I apologize if this gets a little loud. So, heat this up. Hopefully everything reflows here. Almost there. Now when I assemble these for the final, actually doing a run, I'll use a stencil and put it in the reflow oven, but for now this is just easier. I think that's okay. Let's see if I can. Doesn't look like a lot of solder on that one. I have to get a little creative here. Sorry. Trying to touch up all these pens, make sure they all have enough solder on them to work. Okay. Okay. That should do. Okay. So that. Oop. Okay. Put this upside down on the metal plate. Let it cool off for a second. And then we'll break it out. And we'll need to kind of test them, make sure that they work before I put them on my test jig. So just give that a second to cool off. Kind of just manually holding it on there for now. Just give me a second. Sorry for the. In fact, I could probably zoom out. If that helps at all. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, everything's still going all right. Basically, this metal plate sucks the heat out of the PCB once it's pretty close. Pretty close. Okay. And then, fun part is breaking these out. So, let's just break off the rails that are on the ends. And actually, we'll just do both sides. So that gives us this without the rails on the ends. And I can break these. And boom. We've got ourselves 2 B Dataloggers. Hopefully the final revision. So let's plug these in and see if they work, or at least if they turn on. Okay, that's good. This one I'm not sure about because it looks like the USB has a tiny little bridge on it. Yeah. Okay, that one I'm gonna have to rework the USB, but for now, let's just do this one. Put that in download mode. Let's get this stuff out of here. Okay. So, come back here. Let's open up Arduino because The idea, once I have this test jig completely proven out, then I won't have to go through and like manually test things. It'll just do it automatically, which would be awesome. If this starts. Come on. Thinking about it. There we go. So the first things first. I'm gonna put an SD card in the bottom of this thing, so it has one. Okay. And let's go. Let's just see if the down here. Datalogger. Let's just see if the RTC kicks on or not. Close that. Why is it not? Oh yeah, that might be it actually. Okay. Let's upload that. So I'm gonna give it a second here. One of the nice things about Python and CircuitPython, which this board supports or will support, is that when you test code or you need to put code on it, you don't have to compile it every time. You can literally just open the file that's on the device in an editor and just edit on the fly, and as soon as you hit save, it just automatically starts running, which is really nice. So that's why with a test jig, I'll be using Python to talk to the board, and then I'll have CircuitPython on the board, which runs the test code that, you know, turns on all the little devices and stuff. Okay. About to upload. Thinking about it. There we go. All right. It worked. Turn on our serial monitor. So we pick a port. Again. Okay. 518, 140. Okay. The RTC works. That's good. Let's test the SD card. And let's go be Datalogger, SD. And let's go save RTC to the SD card. Hopefully this computer doesn't shut off. My CPU is getting pretty toasty. Because my water cooler, all-in-one water cooler, I'm pretty sure the pump on it failed. So I ripped it out late last night and just put on the cheap cheap air cool one, which it's kept it from overheating, but it's running warm, especially with like streaming and all that fun stuff. So hopefully the replacement water cooler shows up soon, whether next, hopefully by the weekend. This Saturday, so hopefully I'll be here Saturday. All right, compiled that. So this is going to write the RTC date to the SD card. So that'll test whether or not the SD card mounts and writes to. Okay. Reset. Let's go to port, COM port, serial monitor. Let's open this again. Okay. So it's good. The SD card mounted. It writes to the file, test.txt, and saving the date. Okay. And then one thing I can do to just verify is take the SD card out, and I'm going to stick it in my SD card reader here. Okay. There it is. There's the test file. And it saves those dates. So our RTC works and our SD card works, which is what we want. Okay. Now we can kind of get to the actual fun part of testing some stuff. So I'm going to put some headers in this. I'm not going to put the coin cell on the bottom, because that just makes sure that the RTC will keep its date when you turn it off. I'm testing this thing over and over again. I'm not worried about it. And also because this thing will get in the way of putting in a breadboard if you're just using regular headers, which I am. So we will need to attach these so that we can swap out our that and okay. Turn that on. Turn my little fan on here. This should suck away the solder smoke. Actually, let's do one at a time. Hopefully. Let's do this where you guys can see. Okay, we got one in there, but obviously this thing is crooked. So in order to fix it, since we've got one in there, I will just take this, heat up that one pin I just did, and then straighten up the pin. So it looks a little straight, not quite there, but it's pretty close. Okay, and then we can do the rest on that side. Come on. These all touched up here. Okay. Now we can do the other side. To the one. Check to see how straight it is. Okay. I'll see you, David. Sorry, I didn't see your message right away. You may be gone at this point, but get all these touched up here. Okay, I think that's all. Unplug that. Turn it off. Okay, I've got some headers on our board. Let's go to top down. Oh, I don't know why that doesn't have a signal now. Huh. Oh, there it goes. That's weird. My GoPro shut off for some reason. Hopefully that's not a huge issue. Okay, so let's turn that off. So one thing I'm going to need to do is, because I don't have any of these female headers anymore for this, I'm going to have to just stick them down below. Kind of transfer these down. And that's the other thing. I did kind of shift some of these a little bit. So that's 30. Yeah, these two. Gonna go there. That one's gonna be 5 volt. And that one is 3.3. Okay. And then maybe a little hard to see. I apologize if my head gets in the way. Hey man, don't get these mixed up. Probably should just try to do one at a time instead of getting greedy there. I think that's the right orientation. One. Come on. That's right. And then these two go. Okay. Let's go. Now I'll try and get this out without breaking anything. There we go. Got it. And then we need to put this one in carefully. Oh, yeah, that's the reset pin. Okay. Okay, that. I don't know why that's. There it goes. Jeez. All right. Got that. Now that turned on. Plug that in. So one thing we want to try and get is the reset pin. So let me look and see. Let's open up. Nope, not that one. iCAD. That's not it. Where did I save these at? Where did I save the test jig? There it is, test jig. Okay, open these up. Okay, so our reset. I remember how I did this. I got two 10Ks going to ground. And reset was GPIO 17. Pull up the this here, just so I can. Whoa. Yeah. So one thing that kind of sucks about building these test jigs with Raspberry Pis is the Raspberry Pis are like ridiculously expensive, and you can't find them right now. I have like a couple of the 3B pluses that I've had for 5 years, whatever. So I'll just be using those. But if I want to make, what was that? 1 sec. But if I, want to make multiple test jigs, and the one thing I'm not going to tackle it with this one, but what Unexpected Maker did, which is clever, is he has one test jig and then he made little insert boards for each of his different boards that he can plug into the test jig that has a EEPROM chip on it that tells the Raspberry Pi what board is being tested. So he only has to have a couple of those test jigs, and then he can swap out the little hats or whatever. Whereas with this setup, it's the main board is just for the speed data logger, which is fine. I'm figuring this out as I go anyway. So, anyways, back to what we were doing. I need to find GPIO 17. Where is that one at? 15, 8, 9, 7, 0, 12, 21, 23, 24. What the heck is GPIO 17? 11, 10, 16, 15. Ground. Am I crazy? Where's GPIO 17 on this thing? 11, 10, 5, 1, 16. Maybe I don't have the right. I don't know if it's different between the B and B plus. GPIO 16. Am I crazy? Where the heck is the... GPIO 17 on this thing. Alright, that one's thinking about loading. Here we go. Nice and big. GPIOs. There it is. How's that not on the other one? Okay, I guess I was just missing it. Okay, so 17 is next to ground. So get some of these DuPont connectors, which everybody loves messing with. And let's go from, that's not the right one. Let's go. Okay, so 17 is right after, so it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All these wires, it's like a nightmare. So I'm assuming it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's the only, basically the only open one. Come on. God, I hate DuPont connectors. Kind of a necessary thing, unfortunately, for some of this stuff, but is that in there? Okay. So that one should go there. And let's see what we got on there. I need 2 10Ks. It's 1K, 100K, 50. Where's this? I'm not 100% positive on how this is exactly supposed to work, but just gonna try some stuff and try not to let up any smoke. And then that one should go from, let's move that over. It should go from here to reset. And that one, if I've laid this out right, which I do not know, should go from here to ground. I don't know what that was. Here to ground, and then this one. Let's connect our grounds. Okay. Got that hooked up. No idea if that's right. Oh, sorry. Hey, Eric. Sorry, I didn't see your message there right away. Yeah, you spotted the GPIO way faster than I did there. So let's make. Oh, let's try to this. Thanks, Eric. I appreciate it. I'm happy people find the things I make useful. one of the reasons like I like making stuff is like because half the time it's for things that I want personally, like this data logger board. You know, you can find like RTC like kind of data logger type hats that you can put on, you know, different boards, and then that gets expensive because you have to buy all this extra stuff and build them, and then you have like this big stack up and not very sleek, I suppose. So hopefully with this data logger board, it'll be all in one and affordable, and hopefully people will like it. Okay, so let's test this reset thing. I'm just gonna make a new reset test.py. Um, so let's just copy these. I'm just gonna, oh, not that one. So it's 17, and it is, yeah, out, I believe. And let's see what I do with the button press. Short start pin. I'm guessing it's start pin. Not very original, but I'm just gonna, I already have that. Forward maybe? I'm just kind of copying some stuff over here. Okay. Okay. So if GPIO pin is true, then GPIO, I did not spell it right. $17. Oh, that's the other thing. We need to do a pull down. No, pull up. Hopefully ground check. I remember. Nope. How to set something high. Equals. No. Let me Google it. Um, oh, output. I think it's that. Else. Oops. Okay. Let's see if this works. I doubt it will, but you never know. 3. Oh, also if I'm in the right directory. And so Python 3. So now you know what? Let's also do this. Let's just do print statements. Okay, so oops. What is it not like? No, it's not valid for outputs. Is it not? Okay. Guess we'll try it without that. Okay, so it's waiting. Is this going to reset the board? Oh. Also, I put a... Sorry, let me go back here and check. I didn't have a... This wasn't a while loop, so it just ran once, and it was just like, nope, don't see a button press, I'm done. There we go. Okay, so that works. What we need to test now is if let's just do this. Let's do Python 3. Let's put the code on it. Waiting to start. I pressed start. Why is it not starting? Did I screw something up here? Huh. Weird. Yeah, it shows the USB. All right, what did I screw up? That was working. I didn't change anything on that one. Start pin's 27. Yeah, that one's there. There it goes. That's weird. That's it. I think it was just a flaky coupon connector. I'm basically just putting the circuit Python on it. Okay. That. Okay, so the code's on there now. Reset that. Reset test. Here a little bit. So if this is right, hopefully this thing will reset, which you can't really see the when I press this button. I don't know if it's going to work or not though. Nope. Okay. That one comes in from reset to there. Actually, let's do, yeah, let's try that. No. We should see. A lot of fun testing here. Should see what the so we're gonna plug in. Okay, that's high. Okay, that does do what I thought it did. Or um let's try it again. Let's see what it looks like through this. So that's 1.5. And that drops it. Okay. So let's restart that. So it should. I'm gonna. Actual Circuit Python code on there for Raspberry Pi. Or not. Talking about play here. Circuit Python. Just trying to. Emotion. Not that one. Datalogger. Code. RGB LED. Okay. Just put an RGB sketch on there. Um, wonder if that doesn't do anything. Basically trying to get this reset to work. The reset pin's broken out on the board. It should be pulled to ground to reset it. When I, oops, sorry, let me go back over here. It should go to ground. So like when I press this reset button, it resets the board because it's being pulled to ground. Right? Yeah, because right now, I have to get rid of that. And okay, that did something. So when that's connected, it stops it and resets it. So let's plug that in. It's kind of working, but not as intended. Maybe that's the wrong. No idea if that's right. Okay, that doesn't do anything either. A lot of this is just kind of trial and error, unfortunately. So if I have this connected to that, and that connected to that, okay, those aren't doing anything. Oh. Didn't have the program running. So that reset's doing something. That kind of works, but not like, maybe it needs to be the other way. So it needs to be, let's reverse this. Maybe I have it backwards. So we're gonna set it to ground. True. Okay. And what this should do is let's unplug. Oh, maybe I had that in the wrong one the whole time. Let's go back. Might have had that plugged into the wrong thing. Maybe. Love. Back and forth here. I am trying to think here. Maybe I don't need this stuff. Oh, wait. I don't think I need... Well, that seems a lot easier than what... For some reason, I was thinking I needed to use like a voltage divider and to pull it to low. But I think literally just turning the Raspberry Pi's GPIO to low is good enough as ground, basically. Because when I hit this, it resets. Cool. Well, that was way easier than it should have been. Or than I made it out to be, I suppose. So that means in our code, we can do something kind of cool. Let's go. Let's move these up just so I can make this a little. Actually, we don't need the button. I just want these. Let's go back here. Did I put reset in here? No, no. So let's go. N equals 17. Okay. And so we should be able to do that. So we come down here where it says where I have to manually reset it. Flash successful, clear display. Be able to do this. Maybe do like a time sleep for like, 0.2 of a second or something. Copy that. Then we'll set it back to high. Okay. Get rid of these. Okay. Kind of moment of truth here. So that's plugged in. I have to manually put it into boot mode. Let's go see. Oops. No, not there. Save. CD flash. And then we're going to go to the wrong one. Sorry. And I'm going to hit. Okay. So now it's asking for press the start button. Now, in theory, I shouldn't have to hit the reset after it flashes. Ah! Got a random error. 341. Why? What? That doesn't make any sense. I think it is not resetting fast enough. Oh, that's why. Reset pin. Hope so I do these correctly. Maybe. I don't know if that's it or not. Might have still worked by typing in 17. Let's make the half a second or so. Yeah. Okay. So racing. I keep saying ink's not fine, but it is defined. Why do you keep saying that? Because watching from where? Back here. Oh, maybe. I think I know what it is. I think it's maybe. So we are, let's do a second. Then let's, I don't think it's having enough time to basically reboot once it's, let's just do 5 for now. Download mode. Then, okay. There we go. That's what it was. Sweet. So the auto reset works. Awesome. Yeah, then it mounts the code. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So the only other thing is, like right in this test setup, I have to manually put it into download mode by holding down the boot and pressing reset. But on this revision here, I can show you. It's got this test pad broken out right there. Hard to see. That little test pad right there, and that's the boot button broken out. And so what I can do is on my test jig on a bed of nails, got these like little pogo pins, what they're called, and one of those can come in and touch the bottom of the pad, and in code I can tell it to, you know, hey, hold down the boot button basically. So I can do put it into download mode automatically. I can't test it on this setup because I don't have any way to get a pogo pin underneath that, but the reset button works. The boot button is basically the same exact thing, just a different button, so we know that works, which is awesome. Okay. I'm gonna have to call it there because I'm gonna have to drop some stuff off the post office and some orders and some other fun stuff I gotta do today. So we got the new revision built, which is awesome. Reset pen works. I don't know if I'll have time to stream this weekend or not. I might try, but basically need to go through and work out more of this code for the testing jig. And yeah, once I have this, I'm pretty close to where I want it. Kind of. I have some stuff that I have to work out, but once that's all kind of buttoned up, at least in a rough state, I need to design. Go through and design the actual test jig that's going to hold the board, and it's a hat that sits on the Raspberry Pi. It'll have a little lever on it so that I can mount, put the board on the pogo pins, clamp it down, hit the start button, and then it should just automatically check everything. So yeah, that's where I will be at with that. So stay tuned. Thank you for those of you who stopped in and said hi. Appreciate it. And hope everybody has a good day. And I will see you all in the next stream or next video. Later. Bye.